You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, I'm Les Brown, and I have a special guest. His name is Manuel Suarez, and he has written a book that I endorse and I support completely. And it's for people, entrepreneurs, people that are involved in business, people that are looking for amplifying their coaching or their speaking business. It's called Marketing Magic. And Manuel Suarez, who is a speaker, a coach, an entrepreneur extraordinaire, and he's going to be our special guest today. Hello, how are you, my brother?
Mr. Brown, one of the greatest honors in my life to be here with you today and to have an opportunity to talk to you once again and to get to spend an amazing spiritual time with you. Such an honor. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. I'm so glad because I had an incredible time with you and your lovely wife while I was in Tampa. We had a good time. It's just the beginning of a new relationship. I see as family. But I want to talk about, you did your book launch the other day, and people responded enthusiastically, not only in support of you, but once they got into the book, and I'm one of them, they say, hey, this is practical. It's simple, and yet it's profound, and it can help me accomplish the things that I want to accomplish in my book, so in my life, in my business. So I want to ask you, what inspired you to write this book, Marketing Magic?
Les, you know that you and I had an incredible special time last week, and got a lot of inspiration from you and a lot of clarity as to how I got here, because you and I think very alike. Or I should say, I think very alike, because you've been doing this game for way longer than me. Like you told me the other day,
Yes.
I have quotes older than you, and I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right, Les. You're kind of right with that. So, in my case, I have an improbable story of success. Very improbable, very, very improbable. I'm also being a minority myself, small little island of Puerto Rico. No college career, no system education, none of that. And my father was a big source of inspiration for me. He was the giant, even though he was a short 5'7" guy. Very powerful. Like you say, dynamite comes in small packages, right? Les Brown quote right there. So he was somebody that I always looked up to, and he inspired me. He inspired me because I knew he had a message. And I helped them. I helped them disseminate that message. And we ended up reaching billions of views of his content and creating an impact and a legacy that we're still pushing beyond his life. And now we do 9 digits a year for our brand. And I understood that I had a responsibility. I had a duty to show people the way, show people the journey, show people how they too can do it. Like, you know, Les, one time my father called me and said, son, you got to do something. People are calling me. They're calling me and they're asking me, how am I accomplishing so much success in the world of social media and the world of internet marketing? And my only response is, my son, and you got no way of helping people right now, and you got to do something. And he told me with a very strong conviction, and that was an awakening for me. And I knew I had to put something together to show people the journey, people that maybe themselves don't understand the potential that they have yet, just like you yourself did not understand it, Les. Like something that you said that I mean, I watch your content for ages. Something that you said that it's one of my most powerful moments when I saw you say this. The easiest thing I ever did was do $1 million business. The hardest thing I've ever done is believe that I could do $1 million business. That's the one thing that connects me with you so much, because we are trying to make people understand they have potential. Because without them understanding it, nothing else will happen. And that's the first step. I understood it, and the rest was history. And now I have made it a purpose of mine, pushing my father's legacy to help a lot more people. Anybody that's watching this video, anybody that follows you, anybody that follows me, anybody that I come into contact with, to get them to do something about it, because their destiny, it really is in their hands. It really is.
Yeah, you know, I've been marinating myself in the work of your father. He speaks fluent Spanish, and I understand fluent English. So I had artificial intelligence to convert it from Spanish to English, and I say, "Whoa, this is a bad dude, Frank Suarez." I'm really all in and learning so many things from your father. How fortunate you are to have such a great man as your father. What is it that, if you had to crystallize your thoughts, three main things that you want entrepreneurs, coaches, people who just have an idea or some movement that they want to promote? Marketing, it's about frequency and it's about reach. But in today's noisy economy, it's about holding the attention of people and getting them to act on what they see, being able to attract the eyeballs. What are the three main things, from your opinion, things you learned from your father, but also from experience working behind the curtain and now you in front of the curtain, helping entrepreneurs begin to reinvent themselves and be able to rise above the noise and draw attention to themselves?
Yeah, absolutely, Les. So the most important for me word in the world of trying to create an impact, build a legacy, to try to build a brand that really goes beyond one's body, it's the word purpose, the purpose that one has. A lot of people don't even understand what that means. What is the real definition of a purpose? A purpose is the road that's going to take you to a goal. What is the goal that you're trying to accomplish? Like in my case, my purpose was to impact my father's vision for himself and for what his message was. And I made it an obsession of mine to help him do that. Because I had that purpose, that led me to discover abilities, understand this thing called marketing. I can tell you that I didn't even understand that word marketing before. And now I have a reputation for being one of the top marketers in the world right now in the subject of internet marketing specifically and social media marketing. But to understand my purpose was a big deal. What did I want to accomplish? What was the road to be able to accomplish that? And what was the big goal that I had at the end? So if you want to, obviously Les Brown is a great source of understanding what one's purpose is all about. Like in your case, Les, you wanted to be able to one day buy a house for your mom. And
Yes.
you said to your mom, you said, I'm going to buy you one of those one day, Mom. And you had that purpose and you understood what it takes to be able to accomplish that purpose. I've heard many stories about this from you directly, Les, over the years. You know, like you saw people speaking on stage that were not even great. They were a little bit boring. And you asked them, how much are you getting paid? And they said 5,000. And you're like, I can do that too, right? And then you understand that there was a path for you to also accomplish that.
Yes.
So you can actually deliver that house for your mom one day. So there has to be something that drives you. What is that thing that you're trying to accomplish? You got to be hungry, right? You said that a few times during your career. So that hunger for me is also like that purpose that is going to take you there. Number one thing that I learned from my father, that's for me, that's been senior. Like he always told me, son, it's about purpose, not about money. Trust me, money will follow. If you have a purpose, money will follow you. You will find it. Your bank accounts will get full of it if you have a purpose. And in this world of social media, that's more important than ever right now. That's something that I applied very deeply in my world over the last decade that has led me to a lot of success. Another major thing that I learned from my father, he kept on correcting me throughout my entire life. The last 15 years that I've been in the marketing game, he kept on telling me, I used to say, Dad, I spent $1,000 testing out this campaign. And he would always be like, stop it right there, son. You invested $1,000 in this campaign. When you're doing marketing, you are not spending money. You are investing money. Sometimes some of these investments don't work out, just like in the game of business, just like in relationships. Sometimes you invest in a wife and you end up getting divorced. That's just the way that life works. Sometimes these investments don't work out, but they're never spending. And this is something that really does penetrate life across all areas, because you got to know that in order for you to succeed at something, you got to be able to go out there and try and try and try. And some things work and some things don't work, but it's always investing, not spending. So that's something that he corrected on me. He instilled on me over my life with him, and I carry that with like, I never invest on a campaign and say, oh, that was a waste. I learned something from it, and that helps me come back with more experience. And I would say a third thing that I learned, Les, you got to spend some time with me over here. You got to meet some of my people around me. My father always instilled on me, it's about your team. You got to build a team. There is nothing more valuable in your entire life than your team. This is the thing that's going to protect you and shield you from all possible troubles, difficulties, and situations that you encounter in life. If you have a team of people around you, you are protected from this world. You're going to keep on pushing through no matter the downs, and in the ups is going to be even more powerful because you have people around you. So we built a team. I mean, my father's team is intact. These people stuck around even 3 years past his passing, and we're still conquering the game of business and marketing and social media together. I have somewhere around 270 employees. You met a good portion of them because I really do believe in that safety. In this world, the solopreneurship is probably one of the biggest falsities that in this world is spread throughout the social media platforms, that it's good to do it on your own because nobody can do it like you. That is a recipe for staying small and not being able to conquer your dreams and goals. I like teams. I like to be around people. Just like you, Les, I'm a very social person, and I surround myself with great people along the way, and we end up building a great culture.
Fantastic. When you're thinking, for the ladies and gentlemen, you just joining us, I'm talking with the author, dynamic entrepreneur, and speaker, and the son of Frank Suarez, is an icon. And when it comes to building communities of relationships that matter and relationships that can inspire you to go to the next level. His book is entitled, and it's a #1 Amazon bestseller, Marketing Magic. And when it comes to creating marketing magic, he's not just the messenger, he also is the message. And he's been able to not only build his father's business and building his father's legacy now, he's been able to build his own businesses and doing extremely well and helping entrepreneurs and other individuals like myself. This is why I endorsed it when I read it. I said, whoa, there's a bad dude up in here, up in here. Einstein said that genius is the capacity to make the complicated simple. And he writes in a way that's simple yet profound, that you can learn from, and that will increase your revenue tremendously in your business, or allow you to have a greater influence for the cause that you believe in, or to be able to promote yourself and your skills and your knowledge and those things that you're doing right now. What's the major goal that you want to achieve for entrepreneurs with this book at this point in time in your life?
Les, before I answer that question, there's something that you said while you were talking right now, the quote from Einstein about geniuses. That's a very important thing, especially for your audience to emphasize on. Do you remember our conversation last week? What did they call my father? You remember that?
Yes.
So in Puerto Rico, my father is known as the rice and beans doctor because of his ability to explain in simple terms. So here's a takeaway for all of you. When I listen to Les Brown, it's easy for me to listen to him because I can understand very simply explained his concepts and his thought process, and I can apply it. The marketing game can be a complicated one. Marketing, the word marketing, it's a word that is usually you want to avoid when you're trying to promote something because people feel afraid of it because it's sometimes considered complicated and an intricate subject. Being able to stay in the simple but powerful language, something that I also learned from Les, words matter. It's very, very important to be able to communicate things in simple ways. So one of the things that I believe that I inherited from my father was his ability to communicate. One of the reasons why I'm here today is because I was able to explain, and I have sold millions of dollars in courses teaching people about marketing because I was able to explain in layman terms. I was able to really take a complicated subject and simplify it. And that's something that anybody that's out there trying to make it in the social media game should accomplish. So to answer your question, Les, my goal right now, so I make a lot of money, and I've succeeded at a very high level, way beyond my wildest dreams. Les, you were here with me last week. We spent 4 magical days together. You've been to my house. You've been around. You've been to my offices. At the beginning stages, and you can tell me your opinion on this, Les, but at the beginning stages for me, it wasn't about impact and helping people. That would be a lie. For me, it was about these little kids that I have in front of me that needed me to come through for them because the food on their plates, their diapers, their milk depended on me. And I was bankrupt. In 2010, I declared bankruptcy. I literally declared and filed public bankruptcy. And I had to rebuild myself without a career. Already at the age of 28, with no career and no potential and no evidence that I should be successful, I had to declare bankruptcy. And looking around my environment, I had one thing that was inspiring me and motivating me to do something great. And those were my children. That fueled me. And then I looked around and I said, who do I do something with? And that one person was my father, was that giant that I saw him trying to get that message out there, but he quite wasn't succeeding at it just yet. And I said, Dad, I'm going to help you. Give me a chance. I'm going to do it for free. Let me help you. I know I can. And he opened up the door, and then we started doing the magic that we've been able to accomplish. But the beginning stages of my career, I wanted to play the game with my father, but mostly the truth is that I needed to survive. I had to provide for my family. I am way past that stage at this point.
You were hungry, and
but
now
I am
you're building
hungry.
legacy.
I am hungry, and especially when I get to hang out with this fellow called Les Brown, it just makes me even hungrier because Les, at the age of 78, is still crushing it, flying across the world. And whenever I start feeling lazy or tired or like I should just chill and relax, a picture of Les comes to my head. And I'm like, I got to keep on going. I got to keep on going because we're on a mission and we got to do something great. And we have a responsibility and a duty. And there's people out there potentially right now watching this video that need a change. And I want to be that inspiration for them. And I'm also a minority. People like Les Brown, like he told me himself, he was a raisin in a jar of milk when he started. And now that jar of milk is mixed with a lot of raisins because of what he did.
Yes.
In the Latin American world, I am Latin American. There's 50 million Latin American people in this great country. And there's not enough of us speaking on stages. And let's go to stages. And these people are not all over these speaking stages. And the African American people are. And he already broke through. And he's getting a lot of public speakers that are amazing, like Les Brown, obviously now impacting the world. But the Latin American people are not doing that. So for me, Les, to wake up in the morning and go to Amazon and see my book, beating some of these guys that are not a minority. No disrespect, because I love a lot of them, but to have this minority be a best-selling book on Amazon, on internet marketing or marketing globally, on marketing strategies, on e-commerce, have me be the number one, that fuels me because I believe that's going to show minorities, Latin people, that they too can accomplish success. So what do I want? I want to show them that there's a better path for themselves. I want to wake them up. I want to show them that they can too travel on a similar journey as I did, because I am not supposed to be here. I am in bonus time. And now I want to make it a mission of mine, because I have accomplished a lot of wealth, to try to help a lot of people wake up and take advantage of the modern era that As you and I were talking before we started recording, Les, you and I were complaining about how you were coming in and out in your audio. Les, 30 years ago, this was just a dream. And now we have this thing that we can press a button and go to the world. We don't have to now speak on our cities. We can speak to the world like we're doing right now. And that's something that most people still take for granted. So I want to take people out of the take for granted and help them get on a path for them to succeed. What you do in combination with what I do opens up doors. You motivate them. You set a fire on their behinds, and I show them a path for them to accomplish success with that fire lit on their behinds. And I think that's a magical combination. Just like we had last week, we had a magical week.
Yes. Well, I'm excited because I'm going to train them all. Let the record show. I believe that the combination of what we bring together, you bring the marketing and I bring the motivation, and we're going to have music, and we're going to be touring to cities all over the country and around the world. So I'm excited. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm encouraging you, get the book now if you don't have it. And if you already have it, get it for family members and friends and people that you know that would benefit from the knowledge that's in this book, Marketing Magic by Manuel Suarez. Marketing Magic by Manuel Suarez. It's a rice and beans approach on how you can begin to make a greater impact and earn more money and develop a community of like-minded people, a bubble of greatness. Emmanuel, congratulations on #1 on Amazon. And listen, we're going to share the stage together. I know you're coming for me, but I ain't scared. Up in here, up in here. You got it, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, order the book now. Marketing Magic by Manuel Suarez. It's #1 on bestseller for a good reason, because great content will allow you to tap into your greatness and take your life, your revenue, and the impact of your life to the next level. I appreciate you, my brother.
I am just standing by the side of giants, Les. Honored to be here. Standing by giants.
Thank you. Bye for now. Order the book. Marketing Magic by Manuel Suarez. Yes, yes, yes.